Thank you for coming back to my kitchen. You are very welcome as always. Today I have been making these mincemeat triangles. It's a delicious cake. It's a tray bake and it uses up all your leftover mincemeat from Christmas, all your mince pies that you've been making, and it's wonderful. I'm just about to have a mincemeat triangle with a cup of tea, but it's just as delicious served as a pudding. So put it in the oven and warm the cake and serve it with hot custard. Oh, heavenly. Anyway, here's how I made it. So we start by putting the oven on at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to lightly grease my baking tin. This tin is 7 by 11 inches or 18 by 28 centimeters. Then we just need to cut a piece of grease-proof paper so it just comes slightly up the sides, above the sides really. And put your pan in the middle of the grease-proof paper and just mark with a pencil the corners of the pan. And then we simply cut to the corner, just a straight cut to the place we marked it. And that turns upside down, so we're not putting the pencil mark. We're putting the pencil mark on the underneath, not the upside, where the cake mixture is going to go. And just push it in. And the grease, the butter that we put in the bottom, will make the paper stick to the sides. If you have any excess that's curling around like this, just give it a chop off, just to make it a little neater. There. And then we just go in with a little more butter and make sure you get into the corners and push the edges down. And put that to one side and we'll start making the cake. So in my bowl I'm going to put 4 ounces or 100 grams of room temperature butter. Now this needs to be soft. I've had this butter sitting by the radiator for a couple of hours. And then we just cream the butter. I'm going to add 2 ounces or 50 grams of caster sugar to the batter. At this point we need to scrape the bowl down so all the butter and the sugar gets incorporated. Next I'm going to add 1 egg. And we'll just give this a whisk to get it started. So you add this egg gradually. And keep scraping the bowl down so it all gets incorporated. Scrape down the bowl again. The reason why we don't add both eggs this time is because there's not enough sugar in here. You would normally have 4 ounces for a cake, so there's not enough sugar to take both eggs. There's not enough ingredients to take both eggs, and it would just curdle. So we add the other egg later on, because we don't need all the sugar because we've got sugar in the mincemeat. Next we add all the remaining ingredients. So 1 egg, and just give that a little whisk. 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. approximately 4 level tablespoons of mincemeat. But if you haven't got all that, it doesn't matter. It's just what you've got left over really. And 6 ounces or 175 grams of self-raising flour. Just give that a sieve. Then we just go in with the mixer, but on very low this time. And that's it. Give your bowl a scrape down to make sure all the flour is incorporated. And all that's left now is to put it in the tin. So we just pour the mixture into the prepared tin. Just smooth it out into the corners. And before that goes in the oven, we just sprinkle liberally with a little bit of caster sugar. And that goes into the oven for somewhere between 20 and 25 minutes. So that's my cake. You've had 20 minutes. Let's get it out to have a look. So it looks done, but just press the top. Oh yes, that's done. So that's firm on the top, and can you see it's just coming away from the sides slightly? That's had 20 minutes, that's done. So we'll leave it in the tin for about 5 minutes just to cool before we take it out to put it on the wire rack. So once the pan's cooled to the touch, and it's been about 7 or 8 minutes, just lift your cake out onto the wire rack, peel the edges, put another wire rack on the top and just flip. And then you'll be able to peel this off very easily. This needs to be warm when this paper is being peeled off. And then all we need to do is flip it back again. There. So you need to leave your cake now until it's cool, and then we'll cut it into triangles. Now the cake is cool, we're going to cut it. So we're going to divide it into 3 this way. Then 1 cut down the middle lengthways. Then each square just gets cut into a triangle. These mincemeat triangles are just as delicious served cold with a cup of tea or served warmed up with hot custard for a pudding. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and give me the thumbs up. Hope to see you again next week.